2011 through 2018 Chrysler 300 with the 3.6 liter engine thermostat replacement. I'm Brian Eslick from How To Automotive. I'm going to walk you step by step through the process of changing out the thermostat. The first step we're going to do is pop up the engine cover, so you're just going to lift it straight up and set it aside. Now we're going to take off the fresh air inlet boot here, so we're going to loosen the clamp here and loosen the clamp here. Once you get the clamps loosened here, there's going to be a rubber grommet right down here. We're going to lift and pull upwards and it'll pop off. So I'm loosening up the 8mm hose clamp right here and here. And then once you get those loosened, you're just going to pop the boots off. And then you can lift upwards and just kind of give it a good tug and pull. And then you can pull the boot off like this. And there's going to be an air temp sensor right there plugged into it. I left it plugged in and just flipped it over like this. So once I got my air cleaner off, I noticed there was a lot of rodent debris in here. So we got a little rodent living in here. I'll have to inform them. So we're going to get started by removing the thermostat right here. There's going to be a 10mm bolt here and a 10mm bolt right here. We're going to take that off. Before we do that, we need to put a coolant bucket underneath the car to catch the coolant. Before we unbolt the thermostat, we need to take the upper radiator hose off. You can use some hose clamp pliers like this and squeeze the tabs. Or regular pliers work just fine. You'll squeeze the tab and slide the hose clamp back and then pull the hose off. So like I said, I used the hose clamp pliers, squeeze the tabs on the hose clamps, and work the hose clamp off. A lot of times when you get the hose clamp off, the hose will be stuck on the neck. So I used a hook tool like this and stuck it between the neck on the thermostat and the hose and worked it around, and it freed up the hose to pull it off. Now we can go ahead and remove the two 10mm bolts holding it on. So there is plenty of room to get power tools in here. So I'm using my Milwaukee 1/4-inch drive M12 ratchet. It makes quick worker jobs like these. So once you get it unbolted, you're just going to pull the whole housing off like this and set this aside. We're going to replace the new one with a whole new housing and thermostat as a one piece. Before we install the new thermostat, we want to make sure the mating surface right here is nice and clean where you just took it off. So I used rags to wipe the surface clean. Here are the part numbers for the new thermostat housing and thermostat. I will link this all up in the description of the video. So this thermostat comes with everything you need, including the gasket. So we're just going to bolt it straight onto the block. So I took one of the bolts and put it through on the top here, and then went ahead and put it in position and started it by hand. Once I got the top bolt started, I reached underneath and started the bottom bolt by hand. Once they're both started by hand, a few threads. Then I went ahead and ran the two bolts in until they were snug. I'm not tightening them down with this, I'm just running them in until they're snug. You could do this all with hand tools, but it would take quite a bit of time to do this. Having power tools like this makes quick work of this. I will link up all the tools that I use in this video also in the description. Now I'm going to tighten these down by hand using a 1/4-inch ratchet and a little extension with the 10mm socket. And I ran them in until they were snug, and then about a quarter turn more is all you need. Once you get the two bolts tightened down, then you can go ahead and install the upper radiator hose. Most of the time you can reuse these squeeze clamps, but if you feel that it's weakened or damaged in any way, I recommend replacing it with a regular hose clamp. Now we're going to fill the coolant reservoir up with Mopar approved 50-50 mixed coolant and water, or distilled water works best. So we're going to fill up the reservoir, and then we're going to bleed the air out of the system. So there's a little bleed screw right here. So what I did was I filled the reservoir all the way up until it's completely full, all the way to the rim. Then we take a screwdriver here and back this little bleeder screw that's on the thermostat housing. Back it up, and as you look at the coolant reservoir, you can see the coolant level dropping as it's coming out of the bleeder here. And as it drains down, you'll see less and less bubbles coming out and more solid fluid coming out of the bleed screw. Once you see that solid fluid, you know you got all the air out of the system. So I just bled the coolant out of the bleeder screw here until it got down to the level, the full level on the bottle, and then tightened the bleeder screw. I just ran it until it was snug. It's made out of plastic, so you just want to snug it up. There's a little rubber O-ring that does the sealing. After that, I used some fresh water and washed everything off, washed the coolant that was on the belts and everything, washed it all off and rinsed it down. So I bled it out till the coolant got to the full mark on the coolant reservoir there. Then I put the cap back on. Now I'm going to put the fresh air snorkel back on. So I'm going to line up the little grommet with the little port down below on the valve cover, and line up the throttle body and push it onto the throttle body first. And then once I got the little rubber grommet lined up, I'll push downwards until it pops into place. And then I'll put the air cleaner snorkel portion on the air box on and tighten down the two hose clamps holding it on. Once you got the clamps all tightened down, we're going to go back inside the vehicle and start it up. And then we're going to put the heater on the full hot position with the fan in the lowest position. So you'll adjust it to it's the hottest it can get, and then with the fan on the lowest speed it can go. Now we're going to run this engine until the thermostat opens up there on the upper hose there. You can squeeze this hose and you can feel it's cold now, and as it runs for about 10-15 minutes you'll feel it warm up and you know the thermostat has opened up. Then you may have to double check your coolant level here. It may drop once the thermostat opens up. You're also going to listen and watch for the cooling fans to cycle on and run. So like I said, this takes about 10 or 15 minutes of run time, and then once you're confident that's done, then you can go test drive it. They'll also put the top engine cover back on. I will link up all the parts and tools that I used in this video in the description. I'm Brian Eslick from How To Automotive. I'd like to thank you guys for watching the videos, encourage you to subscribe, invite you to head over to the howtoautomotive.com website for more valuable videos like this. Thank you again for watching.